All right, I got some changes, some added breaking news for anybody who's on headsets in the studio. Sweet. All right, A10.1 is an addition. We haven't added A10.1. It's a one-shot camera 2 for breaking news with Evan. It's Evan Anchor 1. It's all on cam. A11 is still there. It's a VO. We dropped the key off, but that's it. Thank you. Still haven't seen Evan in the studio.
Shocker.
Might want to check the makeup room.
So surprised.
Hello, Jen. IFB mic check, please. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Hello, Steve. IFB mic check, please. I do not hear you if you can hear me. Welcome, Soda.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Melanie. Michael, mic check, please.
Hello. Hi.
Gotcha, Mel.
Check, check, check.
Thank you. Hello, Ryan Hughes. IFB mic check, please.
Is tomorrow Ryan Hughes' last day? Everything?
I gotcha, Ryan. Thank you.
Same day? Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. Is he Matt side?
Matt, can you have Steve check and make sure his mic's on, please? I've tried speaking to him and he hasn't answered. Hello, Evan. He's still working on it. Thank you. Hello, Steve. I gotcha. Thank you, sir. Once Evan decides he's settled, I will check in. We are about 1:40 from the show here. So, Leah, are you good with the added breaking news? Evan, one shot, camera 2. Yep. Thank you. Hello, Evan. IFB mic check. Gotcha. Thank you. All right.
And I know you did, but I just want to confirm you changed the newspaper.
I did, yes. The crawl is set up, ready to go. Lives are good to go. Just 2 of them tonight. Mitch, have you seen the beautiful shot from 30 Rock of the tree? It is lit tonight. You want to close the show with it?
Yeah.
Sure, if you would like to.
Watch them turn it off in the break before.
They might.
That'd be hilarious. News 5?
Yeah,
Can I squeeze back on it?
sure. That is correct, yeah. 30 seconds right now. Do have the open out to a 4-second stop, though, followed by camera 2 on a 2-shot. 20. 15.
Is Evan trying to wait for the last second?
Is Evan gonna sit? All right, ready, open. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open is up. Ready, sound full. 4-second stop there.
On your side.
Cue.
There was severely burned from
To their
the
feet.
top all the way down to their feet.
Cue anchors.
Terrifying day for a Bradenton family when their house
Set two.
explodes with a father and son inside.
Dissolve 2.
The father and son both suffering horrific burns.
What are boxes
Good
tossing to
evening,
Melanie
I'm
Michael?
Julie.
She's in
And
News
I'm Evan
1.
Donovan. A daughter rushed back home to discover their home in pieces after a gas leak that began underground hours earlier.
And take
8 on your
boxes.
sides, Melanie Michael is live at the home
Pretty
in
Melanie
Bradenton.
full.
It's at the corner of 8th Street West and 30th Avenue West tonight. Good evening, Mel.
And take mouthful. They're clear.
Good evening to you both. I got to tell you, when we heard the details of what took place
Mel's
in this
tossing to a
house,
package.
we
It's a
were
1:21
speechless. I want to
second
show you
package.
what the house looks like tonight. There is literally nothing left. And if you take a closer look, you can see some Christmas decorations in the front yard. That family suffering tonight, wondering how did this happen and will the father and son survive?
It was a nightmare waiting to happen, and no one saw it coming.
I'll take
An
that as a roll cue.
explosion in the middle
Again, this is
of
a
the
minute
day
21 pack.
in a house with
Mel's
a
going to stick
family
out in the field, and we'll be out
inside.
to 2 centered
A father
Evan
and
for the
son
breaking
were
news.
in this home when it exploded, burned from head to toe. All this, according to close friends. A moment that the mother witnessed while she was standing in the front yard. Images she'll never forget.
She said that their hair was missing. It was just their whole
Mark
face
is good
was,
to 35.
Probably was third-degree burn, most likely. They haven't heard from the hospital since, and they're just in critical condition right now.
Mark Tirado knows this family well. He is dating their daughter.
Got Adrian
who
coming
called
up at
him work
53.
when the explosion happened.
Yeah, she was devastated, crying and stuff, and I couldn't believe it myself because usually, you don't see something like that happen
Ready to key
nowadays.
Adrian?
It's just usually in the movies and stuff.
Key Adrian.
They're critical right now, and so far they don't
Good
have
to
any
one.
updates. Hospital want to update them or anything.
Adrian's key
So
is
me and
clear.
him, we're worried.
The father and son were rushed to Blake Hospital for treatment, and the family is waiting
15
for
in the
answers.
package.
How do you feel tonight knowing that you could have been in that house?
I'm just
10.
I'm grateful that
Right here,
I'm
right
alive
now, that's
right
the
now,
out cue.
'cause you never
Ready,
know
live
what
wipe the
could
news
happen
one.
at any
5
moment.
seconds.
Tomorrow's not promised, and I'm just grateful that I'm living right here, right now.
Mal's up.
Sobering images to take a look at tonight. We are awaiting word on
All right,
that
we're gonna key
father
off to
and son.
2-centered
Meanwhile,
Evan
there are crews
for the
out here
added
for
breaking news.
blocks. It is a full-scale
I
operation
need
at
to
this
pan
hour.
right on
They
cue
have been
slightly.
there
He may be
since noon,
slouching.
and they will continue to be there throughout the night, ensuring the safety of folks in that neighborhood.
Thank you,
getting
Leo.
this gas leak under control.
Ready to key off to 2.
We are live tonight in Bradenton. I'm Melanie Michael. Eight on your side.
Effective cue, Evan.
All right, thank you, Bill. We have breaking news now. Fire crews on the scene of a deadly fire.
All right, this is a reader,
in
all on
Polk
cam here.
County. Authorities tell us it just happened after 10 o'clock at a home in Lake Wales along 3rd Street South. One person inside the home has died. New at 11, one person was
All right, we
killed
are on
and
the
4
VO
others were
A11.
hurt in a crash tonight.
Camera 1 at the
Here's
arm with
video from
Jen.
Eagle 8
A13 's
HD flying
next.
over the scene near Bloomingdale High School in Hillsborough County. It is not
Ready,
yet
1.
clear what caused that crash.
Take 1, cue
A
Jen.
gruesome attack at Big
Ready,
Cat
sound full.
Rescue,
It's a
the
7-second
animal
stop, though.
sanctuary made famous in the Netflix series Tiger King. A volunteer remains in the hospital after a tiger she was feeding latched onto her arm and nearly tore it off.
Take, track it sound.
And I saw him with her arm.
This one's 7 seconds to the ground.
I ran over, he let go, and she fell to the ground.
Track my cue, Jen.
Carol
gonna key
Baskin,
off to
who
VO
runs
for
Big
Jen
Cat
next.
Rescue, said the woman
Evan's
who's
at
been
the
a
tri
volunteer
panel
for
with camera
5
3.
years was feeding the tiger named Kimba when it grabbed her arm. Baskin said Kimba dropped his grip when another person heard the noise and came running. A nurse tried to stop the bleeding while another man used his belt as a tourniquet. Baskin said
Ready,
it's
key off
against
to VO.
protocol for anyone to stick any part of their body into a cage with a cat in it. According to Big Cat Rescue's website, the 3-year-old tiger was rescued from a circus in Guatemala and has been at the park for just over a year. It is now in quarantine.
Effect it. We're on the next
In
video for
Pasco
Jen.
County, fire rescue officials say a 4-year-old child fell from a 3rd-story window.
All right,
Emergency
after Jen's right
crews
here,
were
we're gonna
called
key off
the
to
scene late
another
this
VO,
afternoon
but
on
Evan will
Lismore
read.
Lane in Port Richey. The child was transported in a medical helicopter, and we are working to get an update on the child's condition.
Effective cue, Evan.
Eagle 8 HD flying high above drivers, packing Raymond James
Camera 3 at the
Stadium's
tri
testing
panels
site
next.
today. Hundreds of them waiting to
With
get
the panels
tested
open.
for COVID-19. The state reporting more than 10,000 new cases today. That is the
Ready,
highest
3.
one-day case total since late July.
Take 3.
Cases across the U.S. are skyrocketing right now, the highest levels
Ready,
of the
Ryan Hughes in the
pandemic
center
so
panel.
far. And they could have been even higher over the past few months. But a USF professor says we averted 1.5 million cases additional thanks to one simple thing, face masks. 8 on your sides, Ryan Hughes spoke with that professor. Ryan?
Ryan is full. Evan's clear.
Hey, good evening. The professor and his colleagues came to that conclusion
Ready,
thanks
package,
to
sound full for
modeling. They
Ryan.
say masks make a huge difference.
Take, track it sound,
Face
package rules.
coverings and
Minute
masks
22
are the
second
new
pack.
accessory.
For Ryan,
These
Ryan's gonna
handle
stick out in the
women
field
know
after Ryan will be up
importance of
to 2,
carrying one
centered
and
Evan.
covering up when they see fit.
He's in the anchor 1
no.
spot.
Inside definitely, especially when I'm around like elderly people. Even if it's not fully protecting you to the 100%, at least at the same time you're kind of getting the sense of, okay, I'm doing my part
That's
to
the
help
last one.
the community and help slow down,
How do you say that?
all the COVID cases.
They're helping a lot, according to USF health professor Dr. Edwin Michael.
I wouldn't even attempt it.
This week, Michael and his colleagues shared this modeling, which shows how nearly 1.5 million COVID-19 cases were prevented in the Bay Area, thanks to people following mask mandates.
That would be the cumulative numbers of people who would have been impacted if the mask mandate was not implemented.
Michael said Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, and Polk counties will have around 140,000 coronavirus cases in total by next week, and that could have hit that high 1.5 million cases if there were no requirements.
The message is all of us can help. We just
15.
wear the mask. and that will stop the spread.
Something these
10
two
seconds.
will continue to do.
Now Q, I don't
Just,
touch
like, show my
anything.
respect and wear it.
What do you like
but
web news
other
to?
than that,
5?
like, being outside, I feel like it's not really putting anyone fully at risk if I don't touch anything.
And the professor said even though a vaccine is on the horizon, people should continue to wear a mask every day. And if you wear one like this, a cloth mask, you should also
Ready, camera 2, Senator
wash it
Evan.
every
Standing
day.
by.
We're live in Tampa. I'm Ryan Hughes, 8 on your side.
Take you, Evan.
New tonight,
Ryan's
President
clear.
Elect
Ready,
Joe
sound
Biden
full. It's a
says
7-second
he plans
stop
to
row.
ask all Americans to wear a mask for his first 100 days in office.
Take jackets
Not
out.
forever, 100 days. And I think we'll see a significant
If that
reduction
occurs.
if we occur that, if that occurs.
Q.
Biden also joining former
Wipe the ear for
Presidents
Jen's
Obama,
next.
Bush, and Clinton
Choose a center shot of
vowing
Jen.
to take a
Thank
COVID
you.
vaccine
Ready, wipe the ear.
on camera once Dr. Fauci deems it to be safe.
Wipe to Jen.
Pinellas County leaders are calling for better COVID compliance.
14 seconds, stop those
Law
next.
enforcement officials say they're seeing a problem in bars and restaurants. During a 3-day sweep of nearly 2,800 establishments, they found 40% of bars and 8% of restaurants were in violation of the county's COVID-19 ordinance.
Take.
If we find some businesses that aren't trying to do the right thing,
One's 14 to
they're
force
just
us.
ignoring it, they're just defiant, and they're just saying,
5.
the heck with it, I'm not gonna do it, I don't care.
Stand by the queue
Then
and
we're
track
gonna
way.
force us.
Thank
Under
you.
the county's ordinance, businesses can face fines up to $500.
Ready to, Senator Jen.
The sheriff hopes it does not come to that.
Take.
Governor Ron DeSantis says
Ready,
healthcare
stinger to a
workers will be
package.
among the first
It's a
Floridians
212
getting
pack.
access to a vaccine. But as 8 on Your Side investigative reporter Victoria Price found out, not everyone who works with patients falls into that high priority category.
Even though paramedics treat COVID
Again,
patients,
2 minute,
in
12
some
second pack,
cases,
standing
they're
out.
even the first medical professionals they come into contact with. Technically, they're considered first responders,
Sure.
not healthcare workers. And that means that they're at least second, if not third in line to receive the vaccine.
A39, A40, A41 are dead.
The paramedics
A39,
and EMTs
A40,
of
and
Tampa Fire
A41
Rescue
are dead.
spend every day on the front line of the
Thank
pandemic.
you.
We respond, we pick up, we treat the patients, we transport the patients to the hospitals.
But they're not in the front of the line for the COVID-19 vaccine.
All right, out of this package, we're coming out to camera 1.
And nursing homes
Set up
will
with the
be
wide
top
shot for weather.
priority, followed by healthcare workers. Governor
With
Ron DeSantis
Steve.
announced this week. The CDC also recommends vaccinating healthcare workers and those in long-term care facilities first. But despite providing medical care, EMTs are considered essential workers, not healthcare workers, meaning they'll likely have to wait for
Matt,
a
that VO on
second or even
A37 is
third round
30
of
seconds. So you have
vaccines.
plenty of time to
The
get the arm off.
Association of Firefighters urging governors and state leaders to classify firefighters and EMS personnel as a top-tier priority. This letter describes those workers as the first link in the COVID-19 response, treating and transporting patients, not to mention the risk of exposure during other emergencies.
We don't have the opportunity to screen people prior to just rushing in.
What is the domino effect within your organization if even just one person is exposed?
Well, it can be very severe.
Tampa Fire Rescue Assistant Chief Mark Bogish says COVID exposures and infections have at times forced entire firehouses into quarantine, leaving other firefighters and medics working overtime to pick up the slack.
I would like to see the firefighters at Tampa Fire Rescue protected as soon as they possibly can. But I know not everybody can get the vaccine at the same time.
Now, the CDC's recommendations are just that, recommendations. States ultimately get to decide
15.
how they roll out the vaccine. We have reached out to the governor's office to try to see if they will
10 seconds.
consider paramedics
Keying off to camera 1 with
as
Steve.
healthcare workers during vaccine distribution.
Standing by,
We are
5.
Still
Ready,
waiting
key
to
off.
hear back. In the Tampa News Center, Victoria Price, 8 on your side.
Effective Q, Steve.
A big temperature change from 24 hours ago, much warmer obviously
Time to
today.
push
Our
and
current
push
temp,
camera
65
1.
degrees, the dew point's up to 55 degrees. Just kind of lifted our humidity a little bit. And as a result, this feels
All
a
right,
little
out of weather, we're out to
around
2,
the region.
Senator
But
Evan out of
mostly
the
cloudy
kiosk
skies.
there.
That's been the story really the second half of the day, although we did have some early sunshine. Got to 74 degrees after starting out at 45 degrees. That's pretty chilly. Record 85 degrees back in 1994. Today's high temperatures elsewhere, 74 Zephyr Hills, no 80s on the map, but a very pleasant day overall, comfort. But as I mentioned, we did add some clouds there as the day went along. Right now on max defender rate, we do see a few showers off to our east. Kind of dried up. We saw quite a few more of those earlier, but rain chances are definitely moving
Stand
back
by,
into the
ready.
forecast
Key off to
for
camera 2,
tomorrow,
stand by.
especially later tomorrow. We'll talk about the timing of that and your weekend too coming up.
Effective Q, Evan.
New at 11 health officials say they
Ready,
found
VO.
no evidence of a cancer cluster at a Bradenton high school.
Take.
Manatee County health officials
VO is
spent
in. We're going to wipe
years
VO for Jen
studying
next.
whether the buildings
1 is
and
coming back to
grounds
the
of
desk for an arm
Old
shot.
Bayshore High School led to hundreds of alumni being diagnosed with cancer or other rare diseases. The school was torn down in 1999. Alumni and their loved ones previously said they thought contaminated water was to
A
blame.
wipe cue, Jen.
An update on the deadly crash that killed a mother and her toddler along Tampa's Bayshore
All right,
Boulevard
camera one
in
is next.
2018.
At the arm with Jen.
A
And
judge
video in the monitor.
denied the defense motion to suppress evidence obtained from the Ford Mustang that hit Jessica Romano and her daughter Lilia. Cameron Herron and John Barano are accused of racing down Bayshore
Ready,
before
camera one.
the crash. Their trial is set for January.
Take one.
50
Ready, video full.
shots. That's how many shots were fired by officers involved in a deadly shooting in St. Petersburg.
Take video as full.
Pinellas County use of deadly
I'm going
force
to key off to another video for Jen next,
Dominique
and then we'll be
Harris
out to camera
fired at
2 on a
officers
2-shot for the
4
tease. The arm is coming out. Thank you, Matt.
Multiple officers returned fire, shooting at him 50 times, striking him with 38 bullets Wednesday. Sheriff Bob Gualtieri says police stopped Harris for questioning related to a homicide and child abuse charge from October. That child abuse charge was for pushing a 15-year-old on a basketball court. They say Harris tried to get away by ramming his car into the cars around him, and
I'm out of video.
he started shooting. One officer was shot and another was hurt. Both are expected to be okay.
That script was about 10 to 15 seconds longer than the video.
Today, Officer Ken Foley and Paul
Luckily, it
Dunn
was just a still of his
died less than
mugshot.
2 months apart nearly a year ago. They were both Marines.
Camera 2 for the
Officer
teases
Foley
next.
suffered a medical episode in his cruiser last December, and just weeks later, Officer Dunn was killed in a motorcycle crash on his way to training. The officers joined 5 others on the memorial. They were the first Lakewood police officers to die on duty since 2011.
Take.
Still ahead, a
Music's in, ready,
Baylor's
stop.
bank account drained.
Take jacket sound. Start roll.
Part of all of this, Shannon.
The cardiologist. That's the
Asking my
cue.
kids for
Stay
their
by the
piggy
cue.
banks last night so I can have gas and get her to the cardiologist.
Cue.
The unemployment benefits this family depended
2 seconds
on,
stop. Who's next?
gone. Better Call Bacon is getting results.
Take jacket sound. Cue.
How a Florida police officer saved a woman in the nick of time.
Wipe.
And could it be the end
Except Black
of the
breaks next.
theater? The movie studio move that's bringing Hollywood home.
We're clear. Beautiful A block. Thank you, everybody. Got a 2-minute, 9-second break here.